My name is Tore Teigland. I'm a professor in music production, working in this building in Oslo at Kristiania University College. I've been teaching for a very, very long time. It's mainly engineering, recording and mixing is my specialty. Well, it started to sound better in the control room, but your mixes didn't translate as well to the outside world. It was more exciting to work because the sound in your room was bigger, better, and all that kind of stuff. The artist would come into the studio environment and I would listen to the mix and I would be so excited, you know, it sounded amazing. And then I would hear it on the radio later on and, well, it didn't sound like that. I got to know Trinnov quite some years ago. It was a demon system, the first. I tried one software-based system to compare with, but it couldn't compare. It sounded hard, unnatural, processed. It didn't sound better in my ears. I tested it in a couple of rooms, and it didn't work in either of them. I didn't know a lot about it actually. It was a reseller in Norway who contacted me and said you should have a listen to this. And they put it up in the room and we bought one. Finally the speaker sounded as it was supposed to in the room we were sitting. And since we bought 4, I think. Yeah. And the students from that first system, although they were working on big speakers and stuff like that, what they were hearing would translate home to their own living rooms and the systems they had there. So it was a success from the very beginning. I don't know, just everything just fall into place. It was kind of uncovering. All of a sudden you can start to listen to what's really there instead of listening to the room or something like that. You just listen to what's actually in the production and you could make the appropriate correction. Everything, the imaging is dead on, both center-wise and off to the sides. It took some time actually when it comes to frequency because you get a much flatter system than what you normally, so we don't have so much bass response. Yes. You can of course tweak the Trinnov to give you that, but we've chosen not to. No, I don't think I'm working differently, but I'm trusting my decisions more. But it hasn't actually changed the way I work. I think maybe it has, but I'm not aware of that. I've never been listening very loud, but I do believe that the response from the speakers are more even at different levels using Trinnov than without. Even at low listening level, when I'm using Trinnov, I do get a sensation that I still have a good bass response from the speaker systems. Otherwise, in my experience, when you listen really at really low levels, you lose bass response. I think it's more even now as well. No, I don't. Actually, I can't imagine going back working without it. Especially in an Atmos system like this. You have to be able to do some delaying and stuff and make everything time aligned. Otherwise you have to be at equal distance with every speaker and you don't have room and spaces for that. So it's extremely important. I think you shouldn't do Atmos without a proper aligned system. I don't know what I tell people. I tell people just to listen without and with a Trinnov, and you can decide yourself. It's quite obvious that in most systems the Trinnov makes a huge difference because it makes sure that the speakers you have will perform as good as they can in the room you're sitting. Very good speakers and a very good room, you can get almost there. And maybe good enough in some cases. But most room doesn't have the required acoustics for that. It costs a lot of money to have perfect acoustics. I mean, the acoustics in this room is a lot more expensive than the Trinnov. Not that the Trinnov are a substitute for good acoustics, but there is a connection. A recent student, a young successful mixer in Norway, recently graduated here, and once he got enough paychecks, he came back here and the first thing he bought was a Trinnov.